I discovered my husband secretly tracks my location and now I am using it against him. The first time I noticed it was accidental. I was buying a birthday gift for my husband Aaron at the mall when a notification popped up on my phone. Aaron is viewing your location. I froze, staring at the screen. We'd never set up location sharing. We'd never even discussed it. When I got home, I casually asked, "Hey, did you send me something about location tracking today?" His face gave it away before he even spoke. A flash of panic quickly masked. What number? Probably just spam. He changed the subject that night after he fell asleep. I checked my phone settings. Iron enough, my location was being shared with Aaron's email address had been for over a year. Since shortly after we married, I felt violated, betrayed. Why would he secretly track me? We'd been married for 18 months and I'd never given him any reason not to trust me. Rather than confront him immediately, I decided to investigate further. I discovered he had created a separate email account just for tracking me, looking through his browsing history when he left his laptop open. I found he checked my whereabouts multiple times daily, especially when I was out with friends. The realization hit me. My husband was obsessively monitoring my movements without my knowledge or consent. If he was willing to invade my privacy this way, what else might he be capable of? That's when I made a decision. Instead of exposing what I knew, I would use his surveillance against him. I began by testing the system. I told him I was going shopping, but instead sat in a coffee shop across town for 2 hours. When I returned, he casually asked, "How was Westfield Mall?" I hadn't mentioned which mall I was going to. He'd slipped up. "It was fine," I replied, watching his expression, though I spent most of my time in that bookstore on the 3rd floor. "There is no 3rd floor at Westfield." His face remained neutral, but his knuckles whitened around his coffee mug. For the next 2 weeks, I built my case. I left my phone at various friends' houses while going elsewhere. I recorded our conversations where he, coincidentally, knew where I'd been. I documented everything. Meanwhile, I secretly consulted a divorce attorney and began moving important documents and some money to a secure location. Then came my masterstroke. I told Aaron I was having dinner with my college roommate Sarah on Friday night. Instead, I left my phone at Sarah's apartment and went to meet with my lawyer to finalize my exit strategy as predicted. Aaron texted at 8:30 p.m. "How's dinner with Sarah? Tell her I said hi." Sarah, who knew everything by this point, replied as we'd planned. "Great, just catching up on old times." At 9:45 p.m., I walked into our house to find Aaron on the couch looking relaxed. "How was dinner?" he asked casually. "There was no dinner, Aaron." His expression didn't change, but a muscle twitched in his jaw. "I know you've been tracking my location for over a year," I continued. "I know you check it multiple times a day. I know you've been lying to my face about it." He started to speak, but I held up my hand. "I've spent the last 3 weeks gathering evidence of your surveillance. I've spoken to a lawyer. I've documented your pattern of controlling behavior." I slid a folder across the table. "This marriage is over." His face transformed from shock to anger. "You set me up? You've been manipulating me?" The irony of his accusation wasn't lost on me. "No, Aaron, I just finally saw the truth. Shevin who secretly tracks their spouse doesn't trust them, and a marriage without trust isn't a marriage at all." He tried everything: tears, apologies, claims he was just worried about my safety. But the damage was irreparable. I had already signed a lease on a new apartment and I moved out the next day. The divorce proceedings have begun. Aaron's friends have reached out, saying I am overreacting to a small invasion of privacy. Some suggested I must have something to hide if I am so upset about being tracked. But I stand firm in my decision. Privacy isn't about having something to hide, it's about having something to protect. My autonomy, my dignity,